instances. So like Tanner, if you want a house that's $3 million in Austin, imagine if you want to buy that and do you want to buy it cash or do you want to have a mortgage on it?
Realistically, it'll buy it.
Okay, so you're going to probably what? Okay, so you want probably what, 20, 30% mortgage? So yes, you need $600,000 as a deposit, you need 2 years. So like, do you see how that automatically comes into place? You break these things down, it comes very simple. Now, for most people, that's going to be 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month. It's not often as far and kind of wild as you think. And as I said, most people think the dream costs much more than they actually anticipate. And a lot of people say you can't make the money you want from your business, but the reality is that they just can't imagine it for themselves. So like, you have to think bigger than the people around you, or change your environment and get yourself in a room like this. Because if you surround yourself with really successful people, a bit like the thing I mentioned about my mum saying that boat's really expensive, you probably shouldn't do it, you're sort of like, what the fuck is that come from? Like I've never heard anyone say anything like that to me for a while. You have to be very careful about the information that you take in because it can positively affect your decision-making or negatively affect your decision-making. And now you know your number, this is like your North Star. And your brain will start to find ways to actually make it happen because you actually have a reason of why you want it. Like this is super, super, super important. Because if you're trying to just make 100K a month because you're like, oh, it sounds cool, it's not really enough of a reason. But if you're like, oh, I want to make 100K a month because I want to get $600,000 as a deposit for my $3 million house in Austin so I can get my family dream home, you're going to be a lot more motivated. And then you'll take the right actions for that every single day. And something I think about all the time is I'd rather go too far than not far enough. Like, no one in here is going to regret, oh, I worked too hard. Like, it's bullshit. So what I'm going to go into now is the CEO system. So we've spoken about in terms of financial goals, where you want to go with the business, and specifically what that looks like. And this is the plug-and-play framework for building an A-player team. And you have to understand that when you have a team, the biggest thing you actually have to think about is obviously leadership, but then it's also decision-making. So this is a framework that I use, and it's called RICE. And I would write this down, and I think I have this on a whiteboard in my office as well. So it stands for, number 1 is reach. Number 2 is impact. Number 3 is confidence. Number 4 is effort. This is the kind of framework I try and run through everything from a decision-making process. And a lot of things can be done, but sometimes it's not worth the cost in terms of the effort that it takes to do that, because you're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of scenario. So every decision you're making in your business or your life, you need to think about this. You have to, and another great analogy I would give is you have one-way doors or two-way doors. So a two-way door would be like, okay, I want to try this Facebook ad audience. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. I can turn the ad off if it doesn't work. If I'm like, I want to, I don't know, this is a really bad example, but let's say I want to get a sex change and become a woman, I probably can't really undo that very easily. So like, you have to make your decision making through that process of, can something kind of be undone? And the biggest lie in business that most people have is it's easier to have a small business than a big business. Why? Again, this is people's limiting beliefs, essentially where people are building a job for themselves, they are not building a business. Like, you probably in this room because you wanted to build a business to build your freedom, and then you sacrifice your freedom to build a business. Does anyone resonate with that? I've gone through massive periods of like, where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? This is getting a bit out of hand. And this is where you have to start intentionally. Actually, the life by design kind of analogy comes in. Now, where a lot of people get stuck is the 0 to 10K like grind phase. You wear all the hats, you're content creator, salesperson, VA, admin, whatever. Like, everyone's been through it, and that's respectfully kind of like the eat shit phase. And getting out of that phase is the most important thing you need to do as quickly as possible, because once you get out of there, it's easier.
If you enjoyed this clip and you're a business owner, content creator, or coach, and you want help in terms of exactly how to scale your business to the next level using ads, AI, VSLs, setters, and building teams that basically monetize your business and monetize your knowledge, but without you having to press all the buttons, it's never been easier than before. What we can do is we can walk through the whole process in terms of how we're doing this over and over and over again with content creators, with business owners. If you hit the link at the bottom of this video, you can book a call with us and the team. We can audit your whole business, show you where the bottlenecks are, and show you exactly how we can scale. And if we think you're a good fit to work with us, we can show you what that looks like too.